We're in the subway station at Broadway and 42nd Street, and we're heading for Shea Stadium to see the Beatles. We've got a tape recorder, and we're going to find out what the fans themselves really say about the Beatles. That stuff about religion, for example, and whether the Beatles are going out of fashion, and what it feels like to be in there screaming. We're getting into the train now. I guess we might as well start out by asking for a few comments on religion.
Well, really, he didn't. Not true. He really didn't mean what he says. What he meant is that in England, Christianity is really dying out, and the Beatles are more popular than Christ. That is in England, but in America, they don't mean it. He didn't mean it that way for America. And first of all, the people in America, everything the Beatles say, they take it. No, they really believe what the Beatles say, and he really didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I think the people in the United States first heard about it mostly from the newspapers. And the newspapers always make more out of what they say to the bad points, you know, than they do towards what they really meant. They made a big mess out of the whole thing.
Well, isn't it true that the Beatles are more important to you than, say, Jesus Christ?
No.
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 I think they come under two different categories.
Yeah, and I think the United States is making a big fuss over nothing.
All right, between the station there, we asked the girls the reason for all this enthusiasm over the Beatles in particular.
Frank Sinatra is wonderful, isn't he?
He's horrible. We can't stand
One at a time, huh?
We can't stand him. He stinks. You
Can't
can't
stand
compare him to Paul McCartney.
You can't stand Frank Sinatra?
No.
Why?
Because he thinks you can't compare him to Paul McCartney.
He what?
You can't compare. You can't compare him to Paul McCartney because Paul McCartney's so cute and he's so ugly.
Oh, but he
He
doesn't stink.
What?
He doesn't stink. I think he's very good.
Frank Sinatra.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. But I like the Beatles better, of course,
You like the Beatles better than Frank
because they
Sinatra?
look better, and they sing our type of music. But I could see, like, for my mother, he's fine.
What's that out there?
I hope they didn't come yet. I want to see them come.
I'm gonna die.
Stop it, Madeline. You're so dumb. JC, I don't know where.
We're on the ramp now. Let's head for that stadium.
They are binoculars here. $1 uptight with the Beatles tonight. $1.
Mister, when I came to this stadium, I didn't think I was crying or anything, you know. I just thought I'd be, you know, just stand there and watch the Beatles. And when I seen their truck pull up, I just had to cry. I almost went hysterical. I couldn't believe that was the Beatles. They make me so happy. I never thought I would ever see them. This is my first year here, and they made me so happy.
Is that the way you feel, that they make you happy?
They make me so happy. I feel like crying right now. I get so nervous when I think I see them. I don't know what to do.
Why do the Beatles do this and not, say, the Rolling Stones or some other combo?
Because, like, the Beatles were the first ones here, and they were the first ones that made me happy. And if the Rolling Stones come along after them, I'm not just going to say, oh, well, you know, forget the Beatles, here comes the Rolling Stones. You know, I was happy with them first. I'm going to stick with them.
How about Elvis Presley?
He's all right, but he's too old.
Hey, down there about 20 rows, there's a father with a daughter. Let's see if we can't make our way down there.
3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is an audio test.
Have you been following them?
No, I haven't. My daughter has.
I have, definitely, for 3 whole years.
What is it you especially like about the Beatles as distinct from somebody else?
They have everything. Talent, good looks, the English accent that everybody looks for.
The what?
The English accent that today, oh boy.
There's something special about the English accent?
Yeah,
What if they all learned to speak American and didn't speak anything but American? Would you still like them?
yes. I really,
What if they all took up violins and cellos and played a string quartet? Would you like that?
I love it.
What if they shaved their heads?
I like it. They'd get wigs, I knew it.
You asked a question about Sinatra before you. You know they could never beat Sinatra.
Oh, they can
so. They've already beaten him.
No, they
Oh,
haven't.
yes, they have.
Sinatra's the greatest singer.
Well, that's not, us Beatles fans don't think so.
Do you think your father's a little old-fashioned for liking Sinatra?
No, because he likes the Beatles. He made me play one record 10 times one night. He fell asleep with it. It was like a lullaby.
How do you explain this, that there are so many more girls than boys watching the Beatles?
Too many girls. Shut up.
There's too many girls in the world, that's all.
More girls
like the Beatles. Stupider, that's
girls
all.
like the Beatles. There are about 90% girls and about 10% boys here.
How about Elvis Presley?
No, get out of it. He was good in his He's good at movies, but not no more at singing.
An English fan, right?
Yes, I'm from England. I'm from Kensington. And I've been chasing the Beatles pretty well all around the world, quite honestly, to see them. I'm, as I said, much older than the age group here, but I still think they're a terrific musical group, bordering on genius.
You say you're studying at Harvard?
Yes, I'm going up to Harvard to do an executive business management course for a few months, and despite that fact and despite my interest in financial affairs, I still feel that these people are one of the greatest exports Britain has had for many, many years. And boy, they need it at the moment, let's face it.
Are you here because you really like the Beatles?
No, I'm with her. She's fond of them.
Are you here just because it's a good show, or do you really like the Beatles' music?
Well, we thought we'd make a night of it. Huh? We thought we'd make a night of it.
Okay. Well, there's a preliminary group climbing up on the bandbox. Are these guys as good as the Beatles?
No, not even half as good.
You can't compare anyone to them because the Beatles are the greatest guys that ever existed. That's why.
Oh.
What? We have a cellar that we decorated. We have over 500 Beatle pictures in it. Loyal. This is the third time we went to see them in person, the Beatles, but we never got real close. I hope we can get down and see them, but I doubt it. We love them so much. Yeah. I saw Help 7 times and Hard Day's Night 6 times. Loyal.
Have you seen any other picture that many times by anybody?
Never. I wouldn't. And I'd pay any price.
Just what is not so good as the Beatles?
They don't sing good. They act stupid on the stage.
They just can't sing right. They try to copy too many different groups.
They don't act right either.
They should have their one set style of their own.
They stink. They're dull and boring. Dull.
You think this is as live a crowd as the last time you saw the Beatles?
Well, yeah, I think so. Maybe a few less, but not, many to notice.
How about John Lennon's comments on religion? Does that have any effect?
Well, see, I don't really think so because he didn't mean it as a statement anti-religious. He just meant it as a statement as, like in Japan, would they believe in God? And they believe in God in a sense, but not really in Jesus. And there are many people like to be Beatles in Japan. So that's the feeling I have about the comments.
Officer, would you say that the enthusiasm for the Beatles is sort of waning or dying out?
Very slightly, if so. It's still very strong, I'd say.
What if the Beatles played Mozart?
Well, if they play it, it's got to be great. Anything they do is great.
And it depends.
Who is Mozart?
He was great composer in the old times.
Piano. He was a pianist.
How about Ludwig Beethoven?
He was deaf. That was Mozart, wasn't it?
Beethoven, he was a classical pianist. I played the piano, and I played him on the piano. And I played Mozart. Mozart's famous lullaby.
The Beatles have played Roll Over Beethoven, so...
The Beatles were in Help, and they had played Beethoven's Symphony in Help.
He had to sing Beethoven's 8th or 6th Symphony or something, and he didn't know it, and he's yelling, Paul, what is it? Mozart and Beethoven was for their time, and they were fabulous, and the Beatles are for our time, and they're fabulous.
Yeah.
Everybody seen the big program, the Beatles program?
Yeah, we need a hot dog. Let's go.
Pictures on it.
Hey, by the way, not these guys playing now, but the Beatles as singers. Would you say that they compare with Ella Fitzgerald?
No, neither with Billy Eckstine. When to name now the girl that died, Billie Holiday, that they can compete with. Never would compete with them because their style of singing is not up to date. See? That's one thing they'll never take away from a color person.
You think this is originally Negro music, colored music?
It is, but the way they play it, it doesn't make sense to me. See, I've been around a long while. Music is a very interesting thing, but it's got to be carried out that way. It can't be jumped from one thing to the other. And if you notice now, you find a lot of that old music is going to come back before this year's up.
Thanks a lot.
You're quite welcome.
Give me that again, will you please? Come on.
I said, when the Beatles come back, I'm going to be hysterical, especially when Paul sings. You come back here as soon as they walk out, and when they start playing, I'll be here and I'll be screaming.
How about you?
Oh, I'll be worse than her, believe me. No one can get worse than I do.
Anybody else going to be hysterical?
Hey! I'm going to be hysterical when John sings.
If these balconies weren't here, I'd jump down. Yeah, we'd run right out to the field.
Okay, girls, we will be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been really been a thrill here.
Yeah!
Now, are you ready?
Hey, is this it? I thought the other guy was the master of ceremonies.
Thank you very much.
I think they feel that the crowd is not yet warmed up enough. Looks to me like they want them to sing.
You sing.
You sing.
Come on, sing. We love you, Beatles. Oh, yes, we do. Hallelujah. And we'll be true. Come on, sing.
They're not warmed up yet. It looks like he's going to have them sing about a submarine. We'll just turn off our recorder until he's ready to. Wow. Well, they sure are warmed up. Wow. Well, I guess the first thing for us to do is get back over to that girl who invited us to return and listen to her being hysterical. Excuse me. It's all right. Can I get you? Well, it's difficult to make our way through here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll bear with us, we'll be back in a moment. Are you hysterical yet?
Oh, they're so great! I love
Are they okay?
Oh, they're wonderful! Oh, they're just the greatest things that ever happened!
Do it again. Would you say they're screaming more or less this time than last time?
A lot less. A lot less, man. They used to break the microphone. What? They used to charge the platform. They couldn't hold them back. There used to be too many to hold back.
My sister went when they were at Forest Hills. She said she couldn't hear anything because they were so loud.
They're not popular as they were before. That's why they ain't screaming as much. That's why you like them more.
How many cops? Wait, one at a time. How many cops would you say are out there?
About 200 at least.
I say about 100, something like that. 500. Because they're all over the place.
150 about.
Tell me what's happening down there.
A kid just jumped on the field and they can't get him off. They're all over the place. They can't stop them. They're coming all over. If all these fans ever charge, they never hold them back. Mostly the boys are jumping on the field now. The girls are staying in their seats. The boys are going crazy.
The boys just want to be a big hit to the girlfriends, that's all. So they go.
Half of the boys who just jumped in, about 3 girls and about 8 boys. What would they do if they got up to them anyway? What would they do if they got to them? They just sit there and act stupid. I thought that was Girl Scouts, they're woman cops. Can you describe to me the way you feel about them?
I love them. They're beautiful. They're the greatest thing that the world has ever heard.
Can you describe your reactions to the Beatles?
I think
Would you say the Beatles compare well with Beethoven?
I'm atypical. I'm an atypical Beatle fan. I think that they're writing some very good music. It's unfortunate that you can't hear it over the screaming, but they're doing some fine things. And I think indicative of that is the fact that Fiedler has done some things with the Boston Pops, which is very interesting. A lot of their music has been done by him, and they're doing a good job. I enjoy it very much. And I'm a 38-year-old Beatle fan.
Are you here to listen to music or just to have a lot of fun shouting?
We didn't pay $5.75 for nothing.
You think the crowd might overflow onto the field?
No sense in it now. They're gone.
Oh, they're gone.
It's gone. No sense in it.
Well, they've gone off the field now. Is that the end of the show?
Yeah, they're gone. I hope next year they make it longer. I have to.
One thing I was disappointed about, there wasn't enough of them, right?
Yeah. It's the Beatles concert and all these other dopes come on.
The top group in the world is the Beatles, and they have more of the other groups on. And they should have the Beatles on 3/4 of the concert, and maybe one of the other groups managed by Brian Epstein on. And they shouldn't have these. What's the name? They're not. That's not even music. They have only noise.
Well, I came to see the show mostly.
I think it was rewarding. I mean, does it live up to your expectations?
Well, it's all right, I guess. You know. I mean, some of the way they were acting, these kids, it was like out of their minds. But you know.
Do you think they're out of their minds?
No, I like them. I'm a school teacher, so I came and brought my students. And the kids, I like them. I'm past the stage, and I think they're good. I still think they're good. They're good showmen. They're honest. I think their music is fine also. So, and they're good kids. I think everyone here is quite good. Few exceptions, but they get carried away. Can't blame them. We did the same. I was with Elvis Presley when he first came up.
Like when Frank Sinatra, when our parents were kids, he still sticks with them. Like today, they like him. When we go big, like the Beatles will still be with us because we dig them. Like they dig Frank Sinatra. Same thing. When Frank Sinatra was a big kid when he was young, they used to scream for him, the girls. Same way today. I guess like when we go older, our new generation, our children, have kids, we'll feel the same way about our kids. We'll call them crazy and nuts the way that our parents call us.
See that was going on that John Lennon said about God?
Yeah.
It wasn't true.
He said it, but
Well,
he didn't
yeah,
mean it that way.
Yeah.
What if he meant it?
He couldn't mean it.
No, the way he meant it is true. More people pay more attention to their social life and all that than God.
They think more about
I mean, you pay more attention like to coming to here or than going to church.
And right away, like,
The old... No!
What? Yeah. What? Don't put me on that because I'll really rap them. Let's go. Out. Out. Time to go home. I like to go home too.
What? Just anonymously, officer. What?
They stink for me. They are the worst. Get out of here. You just don't know who's the greatest. You just don't know who's the greatest. My God's a disgrace.
Excuse me.
It's so pathetic, though.
What?
The thing's pathetic, the way these policemen line up and they make such a big deal out of it.
They make a big farce out of it. They destroy the music. They push the kids into the ground and stomp on them as if it took 7 policemen to take care of one little kid, and that gives the kids more of a right to go out there. Nobody can hear the music because they're not interested in it anymore. They're tired of seeing them get stomped on by these cops. And if you see 700 cops trying to get out there to take care of one kid, you'd like to get out there on the field too to give them a hand. You don't think that's true? Look at the cop that just threw us out of here. He didn't say, please, could you go home or something like that. You know, he's, all right, get out of here.
What was that again?
I say that I think the policemen were there to do a valid and needed job, and if the kids didn't behave that way, there wouldn't be any need for them. They treated the students, or the kids, they treated them with the greatest possible respect they could in that situation. They just grabbed them to hold them from swinging back. If the kids hadn't jumped the fences to begin with, the policemen wouldn't have approached them.
But it's the other way around, because the first kid that came out on the field, the very first kid that came out over the fence was doing nothing. And about 700 cops just jumped on him and started kicking him and everything else.
4 cops, and they didn't kick him at all. The guy was scrambling on the ground.
They were doing to
I
him?
did. They just held him. They got down and they held him down just still, and then 4 of them carried him off.
And then what about, well, I won't talk about prejudices, but, you know, a guy could say we're more popular than Jesus Christ. That's not sacrilegious. That's his opinion. And he's not saying that he's better than Jesus Christ, just he's more popular. And he repeated that statement. And officers get perturbed by that. But the truth hurts sometimes. And it's true, he is more popular.
Did any of you know any of the girls who leaped over the wall?
I had to run I had to run down and upstairs escalator to get to them because it was going up and mine was going down. So I had to run up like that. And we were ready to jump over the thing, and the guy caught us. We were ready to jump over, and we were screaming. And the guy, he stepped on my foot so I wouldn't jump over. And meanwhile, I'm screaming there, and Paul, he waved at us and he kissed us. He went like that.
He waved right at you?
And kissed us. He threw a kiss.
Oh, it was worth it?
Every time John waved my way, I'd start flipping. I felt like lunging toward him. I was going nuts.
Please let me tell my Paul. Please let me tell my Paul how much I love him. I love him. I can't say it any other way. Because there's no other way to explain how much I love him. I'm one of the millions of fans that he has. But he's my only Paul.
Well, do you know any of the girls who jumped over the fence?
Nope. No, I think. But I tell you one thing, I'd never do it. I would. Because if you don't figure, if enough kids did it, made it out there, they wouldn't really be getting out there. They'd go out there to grab them, and they'd probably knock them down and hurt one of them. I went to an animal concert and I stopped the kids from getting near the stage. I couldn't take it. I didn't want to see any of those guys hurt. The cops the cops in the Academy of Music know me, and they know that. And if I'm sitting near the edge and anybody tries to get on stage, I'm gonna stop them because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see those guys clawed up. I want to see them again in one piece. Because the girls go crazy, and I go crazy too. I love the animals, but I wouldn't run up for the world.
Would you jump over if you had a chance?
Yes, I stopped her.
What?
If she wasn't holding me back, I would have. Yeah, if you would have went over, I would have cracked your skull.
What would you do?
We would do anything that would hurt them.
What would
I'd
you
just
do?
grab them. All right, so you knock them down with the amplifying guitar and electrocutes and stuff. Where you got them then? Dead Beatle, and you're in for murder.
What, did they just put you outside and let you go? Is that
Yeah,
it?
they just make us get out. They couldn't let us in. I was crying.
What were you thinking of doing if you made it out there and were able to?
Kissing them. Kissing them. And get a hold of their hair and pull it out. Pull it out. Why would you want to do that for? You're going to hurt them. Good. Tough. I like them.
Give me that once more, will you?
The only thing I wish the Beatles is health, happiness, and I hope to God they come back to us safe and sound next year to give us another good show like this. We love them.